Hello, students of class 12th. Again, we are here with a topic wave optics, and in the previous video, I had given some notes on the wavefront and discussed the Huygens principle. So today, I will discuss again on the wavefront because many of you are facing some problem in wavefront and what is the Huygens principle and how to construct the wavefront. We will discuss first in this video, and then we will derive the relation what is laws of reflection and laws of refraction on the basis of Huygens principle. So what is wavefront? If you had read your NCERT this chapter, so you had gone on the topic Huygens principle. In that figure number 10.1, if you see, it is a spherical wave from a point source, and you see the wavefront are spherical. What is the meaning of wavefront? If we discuss, suppose if you throw a stone in a pool of water or a pond which is still, किसी रुके हुए पानी में जहाँ पर पानी बिल्कुल शांत है, अगर उसमें हम हल्का सा कोई पत्थर फेंके या कोई ऐसी उसमें डिस्टर्बेंस क्रिएट करें, तो आप देखोगे कि उसमें एक सर्कुलर रिंग बनती चली जाती है और वो सर्कुलर रिंग जो है वो पॉइंट ऑफ डिस्टर्बेंस से आगे बढ़ती जाती है। ये इस तरीके का हमको रिपल्स इसको कहते हैं, वो बनते दिखाई पड़ते हैं। तो अब यहाँ पे हमारा डिस्टर्बेंस था, इस जगह पे हमने डिस्टर्ब, यहाँ पे हमने कोई पत्थर फेंका, यहाँ पे हमने कोई ऐसी चीज़ यहाँ पर डाली जिसकी वजह से जो डिस्टर्बेंस है वो आगे बढ़ता गया और ये हमको एक सर्कुलर रिंग दिखाई पड़ रही है। तो ये सर्कुलर रिंग का क्या मतलब है? द रिपल्स और द सर्कुलर रिंग्स इज़ दैट पार्ट ऑन विच द डिस्टर्बेंस इज़ मैक्सिमम। जहाँ पर डिस्टर्बेंस मैक्सिमम है, मान लीजिए कि यहाँ पर हमने पत्थर फेंका, यहाँ के पार्टिकल में डिस्टर्बेंस क्रिएट हुआ, वो डिस्टर्बेंस आगे बढ़ रहा है, अगले पार्टिकल को जा रहा है। पार्टिकल इटसेल्फ इज़ नॉट मूविंग, ओनली द डिस्टर्बेंस इज़ मूविंग, एंड ये आगे बढ़ रहा है। कुछ पार्टिकल नीचे की तरफ जा रहे हैं, कुछ ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं, कुछ नीचे की तरफ जा रहे हैं, कुछ ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं। तो किसी भी इंस्टेंट पर अगर हम उसकी एक फ़ोटो खींच लें, उसका हम एक इमेजिनेशन करें, तो जो लहर जिसको हम बोलते हैं, जो रिपल्स है, वो ऊपर की ओर उठ रहे हैं, उसमें मैक्सिमम डिस्टर्बेंस है। इस तरीके से इस सर्कुलर रिंग को हम यहाँ पर वेवफ्रंट बोल रहे हैं। दिस इज़ अ वेवफ्रंट। तो द लोकस ऑफ द पॉइंट विच ऑसिलेट्स इन फेज इज कॉल्ड वेवफ्रंट। मीन्स इस वाले डिस्टर्बेंस पे, इस पॉइंट्स ऑफ डिस्टर्बेंस से अगर देखें तो सभी पार्टिकल की डिस्टेंस लगभग सेम है और सभी जो है वो एक ही फेज़ में चल रहे हैं। इस पार्टिकल की बात अगर करें तो इसकी डिस्टेंस इस सेंटर से सेम है, तो ये सारे पार्टिकल एक ही फेज़ में हैं, दे आर ऑसिलेटिंग इन द सेम फेज। दैट्स वाई दिस इज कॉल्ड अ वेवफ्रंट। दिस इज अ वेवफ्रंट। द वेवफ्रंट इज द टर्म यूज्ड बाय हाइगन्स to define the wave, just as light is a wave. We are learning in this chapter wave optics, and the speed with which the wavefront move outward from the source is called the speed of the wave. अब ये जो वेवफ्रंट आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, इनकी जो स्पीड होगी वो वेव की स्पीड होगी। वेव इज़ नथिंग, वेव इज़ जस्ट डिस्टर्बेंस विच इज़ पासिंग ऑन फ्रॉम पार्टिकल टू पार्टिकल विदाउट मूविंग द मैटर। दिस इज़ द wave, and this ripples, they are known as wavefront. And how to uh, draw the wavefront, the geometrical concept is given by the Huygens. We will discuss on this now. Now what is Huygens principle? According to Huygens principle, each point of the wave front is the source of a secondary disturbance, and the wavelets emanating from these points spread out in all direction with the speed of wave. And these wavelets emanating from the wavefront are usually referred to as secondary wavelets, and if we draw a common tangent to all the sphere, we obtain the new position of the wavefront at the later time. Suppose this is a point source, and after a certain time the waves spreads in all direction, waves spreading in all direction, and if after a certain time, if suppose the time is t and the velocity of this light or this light wave is c in the medium or in vacuum, and c into t is the distance covered by the light in this time. And if we draw a sphere here of the same radius, so this is a new wavefront, and each point on this wavefront is behaving as a new source of light. Now this point is a new source of light. Now it will spread again in all direction, and if we draw a sphere here, if we draw a sphere here with the same time and same distance if we are taking, so we will draw a sphere here. So this is the sphere drawn on the new wavefront, and the common tangent to all this sphere is a new wavefront now. Now this is a new wavefront, and now again each point on this new wavefront is the source of light again. And if again we draw a sphere at all the point in all direction, so we will again get a common tangent here. This is a new wavefront, means this wave is forwarding, and this is the distance between the two wavefront, and the perpendicular is the ray of light on the surface. This is the ray. Now this is the construction, this is geometrical construction given by the Huygens, and if you refer to your book figure number 10.2, you will see that there is a wavefront construction shown where v into t is the radius of the sphere of the circle whatever is drawn, and if you draw tangent, so g1 a dash and g2 is the new wavefront, and f1 a and f2 is a wavefront which is forwarding from the point source O, and d1 d2 is the wavefront, then f1 a and f2 is the forwarding wavefront, and g1 a dash and g2 is the new wavefront. That is the tangent. If you draw on the sphere, there will be the new wavefront, and the perpendicular to this is a ray. Now all of you see this figure. It is your in your NCERT figure number 10.2, and what is shown here, suppose in this time we want to find the shape of a wavefront, then we have to draw the sphere around it. Each point on the wavefront are behaving as a new source of light, and if Vt is the distance, and if we draw the sphere around it, if we draw a circle around it, all the point, and this is a common tangent, so after this time this is a new wavefront, after this time this is a new wavefront. But if we see here, the wavefront G1 and G2 is a new wavefront of this point source O, and F1A and F2 is a wavefront which is formed by this source of light, and after time t it is a new wavefront. After that time t, if you draw a new wavefront, and like this we can draw the wavefront. And if we see this is a point source, the wavefront are spherical in shape. Now according to Huygens principle, we are going to prove the law of reflection. If you see, this is a wavefront ABC which is incident on this surface Mn, or reflecting surface, and if you see this, these are the rays perpendicular to the wavefront, these are the rays. This end is striking on the reflecting surface and this end is away from the reflecting surface, so we are taking this end. अब यहाँ से अगर कोई रे चलती है और यहाँ से लेकर के जब वो इस सरफेस पे टकराती है F पर, F पॉइंट पे टकराती है, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस रे, तो जितना टाइम इस रे ने यहाँ से लेकर के यहाँ तक आने में लगाया है, अगर ये रिफ्लेक्टिंग सरफेस ना होता तो ये वाली रे भी अंदर इतना डिस्टेंस कवर करती, मीन्स ए डी डैश तक ये डिस्टेंस कवर करती अगर रिफ्लेक्टिंग सरफेस ना होता तो। लेकिन रिफ्लेक्टिंग सरफेस होने की वजह से ये रे यहीं से वापस रिफ्लेक्ट होगी। कितना होगी? इतना डिस्टेंस लेकर के इस टाइम t, इस टाइम में वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट को हम मल्टीप्लाई कर दें तो वी विल गेट द डिस्टेंस ए डी डैश, और इस ए डी डैश का हमने एक रेडियस लेकर के एक कर्व ड्रॉ किया या एक सर्कल ड्रॉ किया ये। अगेन इफ़ बी से जो रे चल रही है वो जी पर स्ट्राइक करती है, और जितनी देर में ये यहाँ से यहाँ पहुँचती है उतनी देर में ये यहाँ से यहाँ पहुँचती, तो जी ई का रेडियस लेकर के हमने एक सर्कल ड्रॉ किया, और इस पॉइंट एफ जो कि यहाँ पे टकरा रही है लाइट रे, यहाँ से अगर हम इस सभी सर्कल पर एक टेंजेंट ड्रॉ करें तो वी विल गेट अ न्यू वेव फ्रंट दैट इज डी ई एफ, which is a reflected wave front or reflecting wave front. So this is a incident wave front and this is a reflecting wave front, and the time taken is t. Now we are getting two triangle here, ACF and ADF. Now we will compare these two triangle. Now the plane wave front ABC incident on the reflecting surface MN at angle I, and reflected wave front DEF. This is a reflected wave front DEF, and this is a incident wave front ABC. Now you see, if I draw a normal here, so this is the ray which is incident, and this is a normal, so this is angle of incidence. And if I take this and this ray, this is 90 degree, so if this is 90 degree, so this is I, so what will be this 90 minus I, and if I take this normal, so this is 90, and if this is 90 minus I, so what will be this is I, तो ये एंगल हमारा I हो रहा है. Similarly here also, if this is a reflected wave front and this is a normal, this is ray, reflected ray, so this is angle of reflection, and since this is 90 degree, so this is R, it will be 90 minus R, and what will be this again R. So this, in this triangle, this is angle R, this is angle 90, in this triangle this is angle I and this is angle 90, and this is the common to both the triangle. AF is common in this triangle and in this triangle. This angle and this angle is equal 90 degree, and AC and DF are equal because the wavefront is same. So AC and DF equal, this angle and this angle equal, and this side is common, so these two triangles are congruent, and if the triangle are congruent, then this angle will be equal to this angle, and according to CPCT. So this angle I is equal to this angle R, and this is the law of reflection. I written here also. In triangle ACF and ADE, AC is equal to DF is equal to VT. T tau is the time period taken by the wave front to advance, and this angle is 90 degree. This is the common, so this triangle is congruent. Hence, this angle is equal to this angle, or angle I is equal to angle R, and this is the law of reflection proved by the Huygens principle. This is very important question. This question is in this year board exam also, so you have to revise. You have to understand it very carefully. And this is the law of refraction by Huygens principle. If you see the diagram, there are two media, air and glass, refractive index of N1 and N2. This is a transparent medium, and this is a wavefront AC, incident wavefront, falling on this interface of this air and glass, and this wavefront making angle I, or this ray making angle I or angle of incidence. If this is angle of incidence I, this is 90 minus I, and if this is 90 minus I, so this is I. If this medium is different from this medium, the velocity of light is also different in this medium. Suppose velocity of light is v1 here and v2 here, where v2 is less than v1, v2 is less than v1, V2 is less than V1, and when this light enters in this medium, covers this distance V2 into T, या tau, this is the time, and in that time this light, this ray covers a distance Cf in air with velocity v1 into time, the same time I am taking here. In the same time when this ray strike at point F, this ray come in the medium and covers this much of distance. In this time this ray covers B, G and GE. So if I take the radius GE and draw a circle, draw a sphere, if I take a radius V2 tau and draw a sphere or circle, and if I draw the tangent, we will get a new wavefront which is called refracted wavefront, and this is incident wavefront, IWF, incident wavefront, and this is refracted wavefront. This is making angle R because this is angle R, and I am very clear that how it is R, you all understand. So this is refracted wavefront and this is incident wavefront. Now AC is the incident wavefront, DF is the refracted wavefront, and I am taking triangle ACF. In this triangle, if you see, this is angle I, this is 90 degree, so this is a right angle triangle. If you apply sine here, so sine I is P by H, perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so perpendicular will be CF and hypotenuse will be AF. So sine I is equal to CF upon AF. And similarly in the triangle ADF, it is a right angle, this is angle R, so applying the trigonometrical relation for sine R is equal to AD upon AF. What is CF? CF is V1 tau. What is AD? AD is V2 tau. I am using tau here because I am not taking the time, because time t we are taking 0, so it is any time other than 0. That's why I am taking the different symbol here. Now I and R are the angle of incidence and refraction. If you apply this sin I upon sin R, so we will get V1 upon V2. All the term will be cancelled out. Since N1 is the refractive index, and you know what is refractive index in the term of velocity, velocity of light in vacuum upon velocity of light in medium. N2 is the velocity of light in vacuum upon velocity of light in medium. If you put it here in the place of V1 and V2, you will get N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R, or sin I upon sin R is equal to N2 by N1. This is a Snell's law, and this is proven by the Huygens principle. So the laws of refraction is proven by the Huygens principle, and which tells us that light is a form of wave. Now if you see this figure, the distance between the C and F means incident wavefront and refracted wavefront is denoted by lambda, because this is a distance between two wavefront, or we can say two crest or two trough, whatever the phase is there. So lambda 1 is the wavelength of light in medium 1, and it is equal to v1 into time, means velocity into time. Speed into time is a distance, that's why it is lambda 1, and similarly lambda 2 is the wavelength of light in medium 2. So according to this relation, if we take v1 by v2, so we can write it here. We can write lambda 1 upon lambda 2 is equal to v1 by v2, because time से time cancel हो जाएगा, and it means that when a wave get refracted, into denser medium, मीन्स जहाँ पर वेलोसिटी उसकी कम हो जाती है वो मीडियम डेंसर होगा, मीन्स v1 is more than v2 here, the wavelength and speed. Wavelength and speed of propagation decreases if you see the relation. And I can write it here. V1 by lambda 1 is equal to V2 by lambda 2 decreases, but frequency nu is equal to V by lambda remains same. Means this is the frequency. V by lambda remains same. This is very important. Now you revise from this video the laws of refraction, laws of reflection, and how the wavefront formed by the principle, Huygens principle, and these are the very important topic in this chapter. In the coming videos, I will discuss on the principle of superposition, interference, and polarization. Thank you. Have a nice day.